Morning, it's 7:41 on your Friday morning wake-up call. We go ahead and go right to Jeff and Derek for Friday with the Fuzz.
Well, thank you, Roy. Good morning. I got Jeff Swoboda here for Friday with the Fuzz. Thanks for coming in, Jeff, again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
That's 2 days in a row for you here in the station?
Yeah, I came in yesterday for the show Left, Right, and You, and so that was an hour segment, but that was a lot of fun.
You can come in whenever you want. I mean, if you want to come in tomorrow, if somebody needs a week off, you can come in. You could run the show.
There you go. I don't know. I see how you guys fly around on the computer over there, sales and put things in mailboxes and holds. So I don't know.
I never know what Roy's doing back there. Roy's been here 2 weeks, so he's got his own
Candy Crush.
Yes,
yeah,
Candy Crush.
Right.
Yes. I've got a request waiting for me. Anyway, so last weekend was 4th of July. Really big weekend for here in Elgin. A lot of people downtown with the concerts and all the festivities. So how did everything go for the 3rd, the 4th, and everything that weekend?
Yeah, it was a very, very busy weekend, and but it all in all went fantastic. The 3rd, we had the concert in downtown Elgin, and a lot of people out experiencing that. I was able to go down there. I worked that night, and it was crowd was fantastic. The bands were great. The weather was, again, just perfect. And then 4th of July, we had the big parade, which went off without a hitch, and another beautiful day. The whole weekend, the weather was great, and DNA did a fantastic job organizing the parade, so we were able to have a wonderful parade, and then some events throughout the day, and ultimately ended up with the big concert down 4th of July downtown, and then the fireworks. So it was a great time. The little hectic for police and fire and public works, and moving the fireworks at the last minute, but did it. I don't think most people even knew, and went off without a hitch. It was a great show, and just a great whole weekend.
Yeah, and I mean, not hearing a whole lot of things coming out of the weekend is always a good thing, especially a 4th of July weekend. But we had mentioned, we were talking about before, we've got a little bit of a burglary string that happened in the Valley Creek area over kind of the past week, and kind of like a good example of how to react and talking to citizens. And we've got maybe a meeting coming up, a neighborhood meeting as well.
Yeah, there were. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but about a dozen burglaries that occurred around the 4th of July out in the Valley Creek area, with most of the victims having unlocked car doors. There were some unlocked screen doors and things. One area, I think, on a vacant house was forced entry. So it was a very obviously troublesome call that I think the total number was 13 or 14. So we have been stepping up our patrols. I know last night our resident officers organized, along with our crime-free housing, organized a directed patrol, and we've been out there on foot. And I know the residents now have organized over on Colorado. Just made the paper, I think, today, or when things are online. I don't know when they actually make the paper, but it was online last night that they're going to have a neighborhood meeting to just talk about those calls, probably a little bit, but even more so going forward. What can residents do? How can they work to not become a victim? When to call the police? And because that was one of the things that came up. I got a call the next day, and one of the people in the area said, I found a glove out here, and would the police want that? And I said, absolutely, and talked to the resident for a little bit, and we got the glove. But she then said, I heard them that night. And I said, what do you mean? She said, I heard them outside my fence. My fence was locked. They couldn't get in, but I heard them talking. So I think they ultimately jumped the fence to get into a different backyard. And I said, did you call us? And no, I didn't. And it's just a reminder. We need people to call us, especially like that. 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. You're hearing voices outside your house, even if it turns out to be your neighbor. Give us a call. Just say, I'm hearing people outside. I don't know what's going on, and we'll drive by, throw a flashlight on it, get out of the car, walk around, see what's going on. But we really, really need people to give us a call whenever they hear something like that in the middle of the night. So we're going to have a neighborhood meeting out there, and hopefully, if we have more information, sometimes at these meetings people will, start to say, well, I think, this might be the people, or that might be the people. So sometimes we get some suspects out of it, but for the most part, it's just a good way for residents to just recommit to the idea that they need to work together to prevent these types of crimes from happening. Work with the police department.
Exactly. And one of these meetings can prevent the whole string of burglaries. So if everybody keeps their everything locked, and if we're talking with who could be possible suspects, and just calling the police in general. I mean, nothing happens good after, I don't know what the exact time that people talk about is, but I think it's 1 a.m. and you're hearing a group of people after 2 a.m. trying to get in a fence. There's nothing bad that's going to come out of it calling you. Nothing bad. So you're not going to get punished for calling the police and being wrong. Some guy just having his dog out, dog's got to go to the bathroom. at least it's not a bad thing.
No harm. Yeah, exactly. So we're just again, we like to just continue to remind residents, because people always, we always hear, well, I know how busy you guys are, and it's like, well, we're never too busy to respond to a call for service when somebody needs us. And if we are, we always say, we'll tell you. If somebody calls because they found a bike on the side of the road, and we're in the middle of a major call or a lost child and all of our resources are tied up, we'll tell them, okay, just if you can grab it and bring it in, or grab it and bring it to your house, we'll pick it up later. But right now we're real busy and we're not going to be responding to that. So people just give us a call. We're there for them. We work for the community, and so they just need to know they can call us at any time. But a lot of these crimes, you don't wake up again and decide to be a burglar and just one day go do one burglary and then stop. It's the people who continuously steal from us, and it becomes a way of life for many. And so what we need to do is, find out who it is and make an arrest on, hopefully, the first couple. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes it, after maybe a dozen burglaries that we make the arrest. But we don't want it to turn into, somebody after their 250th burglary, which we've had before. Once we've made an arrest, found that the person has been responsible for over 100 burglaries in town. So we need to catch them early on. So just giving us a call, again, increasing the communication. I give Valley Creek and the Colorado Street credit for organizing this meeting, and I'll be out there with it, and we'll bring other officers as well, and we'll have a nice, I think it's on a Saturday afternoon meeting. It's a Saturday afternoon meeting, so it's a little different for one of our neighborhood meetings, so it'll be a great time.
Yeah, that's a great segue, I think, into with the whole neighborhood meeting and the neighborhood getting together. We have National Night Out coming up at the beginning of August, and if you wanted to talk about National Night Out, and I think there's still time for neighborhoods to submit to, or if it's to submit to the Elgin City to get their neighborhood recognized and get some people out there. But National Night Out coming up, I believe, August the 5th. And if you want to just kind of go into that, I know last year you had it, and it was a big success.
Yeah, this is, geez, I don't even know what number this is for how many years we've been doing National Night Out. As long as I've been here, it seems
this is my second year here, so
okay,
to me it's
well,
my
good.
second.
It's all right.
My second National Night Out.
Your second National Night Out. All right. Well, hopefully you come out, and I know it all ends at Festival Park. So even those places that are not able to do, not able to have their own party for whatever reason, they can still come down to Festival Park, where there's going to be a movie shown, and all the groups are going to show up down there. But in a nutshell, National Night Out is where you and your neighbors get together, say we're going to have an old-fashioned block party, and it doesn't have to be in the block, but if people want to have a block party, and they can work with the police department and public works, and we block off the street, and they have an old-fashioned block party. Some people choose to have it in their garage or in their driveway or backyard, and all that's fine too. But in addition to just having the party, they register with the city. They get some different things from the city, kind of trinkets and shirt and that type of thing. And then they get on the register, so that we have all of the mayor, the city council's coming out, Joe McMahon, state's attorney, myself, the command staff of the police department, many other officers within the police department. We go out, we form little groups along with some characters from different, McDonald's characters will be out there, other local businesses characters will go out for some of the parties that are having a lot of kids, and we hit every one of these parties. So we divide them up throughout the city, and I think Sherry told me recently there's about 37 parties this year, which is up from last year. So we divide it up, and everybody hits about 4 or 5 parties, and we go and just spend the entire evening talking with residents, having a couple different hot dogs and Cokes, and it's a great night where people can just ask questions maybe they wouldn't ask of the city government themselves.
Kind of a different setting too, which is nice for them.
Yeah, it's pretty relaxed. Come on in, and last year I think I was with the mayor, and let's just come on into the backyard, and a couple of the spots we're at, or we're out in the street, and people, what's the plan for over here? What's the plan for that? So just a very relaxed atmosphere where people can ask questions of what's going on with the city, and many times there's complaints, but many other times there's kudos that are going on, and hey, thanks for this, thanks for that. So it's just a great event to get people out and about and engaged in it. So if you're not already part of it, I believe there's still time, but you go on our website or our Facebook page. I know we put some stuff up on National Night Out, and find out the deadlines, but register and then get a little party together. It doesn't need to be 100 people, although some of the parties will have 100 people. I always make sure I stop by my old neighborhood on Allison Drive, and they have one of the largest parties, but they always have over 100 people out there, as well as some of the other parties have 50 people, but even the parties that have 10, three residents all bring their families out in the middle and grill out, and somebody bring dessert. It's just a nice night.
So if there's people listening right now that in their neighborhood they haven't really organized anything, they never have, they've never really been involved, what kind of benefits can they see from getting involved in National Night Out? Just having somebody come over there, even though you said even 10 people, 5 people with just a little party having their neighborhood, what can they see from you guys and continue to see that'll help him starting kind of with this kind of setting and asking questions.
A lot of times this is a start to organizing a block captain and, or somebody being identified as a block captain and having a neighborhood watch. And really it just gives them, we have block captains meetings, and they come down to the police department, so they have a little more access with some of the information, although most of our information now is everybody has access to it. But it really is just a matter of getting to know your neighbors. And we're all busy, we all have jobs, and so we recognize time is limited. But it's just to have a meeting once a month, or some neighborhood groups have a meeting once a quarter. And it just, it's just a way, because sometimes out of the blue to just say, hey, let's all get together for dinner, and if you don't know your neighbor that well, it might be a little awkward. But if we're having this party, it's just a nice way to say, we're just going to have a party out here. We're going to do it in the street. It's not going to be anybody's home. Let's invite everybody. So more and more people could just get to know their neighbors by name and be able to put a name with a face. And it's just, so it helps facilitate that. And then once you know each other, then when something starts happening, you can then say, I know that's not John's car. That's a weird car parked there. Or I know my neighbor's on vacation, so why is there a car, or why is somebody inside their house? So it just starts, but if you don't know them, then you're never going to be able to know that. So it really just helps get that started. So it's a great program. We've been doing it a long time. We've gotten a lot of awards from the state and everything about how well organized our, and Christy and Sherry and our entire Community Relations Crime Prevention Bureau does a great job with organizing this. But it's really the residents' night, and we just show up and go to some of the parties, but it's really it's the community's night. Yeah, and it's great for them to get to know you and to get to know their neighbors, like you just said, which is great in policing a neighborhood police itself, and for them to notice things together and call you maybe to prevent a lot of things. We also have a National Night Out poster contest, which we'll have more information in the Redemption Center if the kids want to draw a poster. But contest deadline July 25th. It's for kids 12 and younger to submit posters. And we were talking earlier, I'll probably put one of these posters down, and we have kids that draw all the time, and we'll probably just throw a bunch your way, and hopefully we'll have a representative from our listening audience win the National Night Out poster contest. Yeah, it's a poster, and what's the heading for it? I think it's Give Crime a Going Away Party. And it's by putting together a poster for people, was it 12 and under or under 12? Does it say? Or I'm not sure if 12-year-old specific can put in with it. Yeah, 12's in. 12's in. So if you know any 12-year-olds that want to put together, put some crayons to paper and put together a Give Crime a Going Away Party type poster. And then we advertise that the person gets an award, because we have a big kickoff at the police department beforehand. Excellent. So the police and the mayor and all the council members who are coming out and doing it, we meet at the police station at the beginning. And I know last year we gave out some of the awards for the kids who put in for that. So if anybody wants to do that, or people who have some artistic talent, please put in for the. It's a great contest, so put in for the contest. Yeah, we got some kids that can draw downstairs, and we've got some of the evidence down there right now, and we'll continue to get more. So also coming, we've got events coming up too. National Night Out, beginning of August, but this weekend we've got Justin Turner, which is pretty big. So Josh Turner. Josh Turner. Yeah. Josh Turner. His brother's with him too, I think. His brother Justin's his brother, yes. Yeah. Justin. I think he runs security or something. Yes, exactly. That's Saturday night. I'm a big country fan. Obviously, right? Yeah. But I've heard the name. Turner, right. And I just know his brother. But I think Jim Bon Jovi's opening for him too. Yes, I think so too. Yeah. John's brother. Right. But yeah, it should be another really busy night here in Elgin. I know this area is full of country fans. They're all. Country is a huge genre now. And, so it's going to be. I think this is the most. I was talking with Jeff Adam, who runs a lot of our special events. Sure. He was talking that I think they've done more pre-sales for this show than any of the other ones. So the boat has just been a fantastic partner, and Ron Onesti from down in St. Charles has been working with the Riverboat and bringing in some great shows. So this one is going to be a fantastic show. It's going to be crowded. Hopefully, I know I think there's potential for rain on Saturday. So I haven't seen it recently. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Roy can't cut his lawn. Hopefully, it's 60% chance of rain on Saturday. On Saturday, he's got Monday to cut his lawn though. We don't want to discourage anybody from coming. I'm sure there'll be a window. It's scattered. It's scattered. Right. Showers. So it could be missing your block entirely. There you go. It could be a little bit of cool down, That's right. A very refreshing 5-minute little shower. There you go. So hopefully it's going to be a nice event. I know it's going to be crowded. A lot of people are going to come out for this, and it's really putting Elgin on the map with some of these concerts. Oh, yeah, I know. I think it was so cool that night, especially on the 4th, going back to the 4th of July, watching CCR, and then as soon as they're done, you don't have to move, and right then the the fireworks coming out right over the river.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people along the promenade, and the council members commented on it at the city council meeting. I mean, there were people all over parking decks, their homes, and just it's pretty cool to see fireworks in downtown Elgin. So, and now we're gonna have a large country show in downtown Elgin. So it's fantastic. Yeah, in our traffic division, Jeff Adam again and Kevin Senni with our entire traffic bureau cleared out the entire downtown within, I think our time was 50 minutes. And we had a goal of an hour, making sure there was no traffic in downtown within an hour. And most people, it sounds like, got out of downtown within 10 minutes.
Wow.
But just to get all the parking decks, which is always the hectic spot because there's, a couple hundred cars that have to come out one or two entrances, so that's always going to be backed up. But we were able to get it completely cleared out within about 50 minutes or so. And so, as having a traffic problem in downtown Elgin is kind of a good thing. And we ask people, especially after the concerts, hang out for a little bit, throw a frisbee if you want, or relax for 15, 20 minutes, and then get to your car because we'll be able to get downtown cleared out real quick. So our traffic division did a great job.
Well, speaking of great jobs, we've actually got a caller that wants to commend you and the Elgin Police for your efforts.
Absolutely.
So
Am I here?
Yeah. All right. Let me go ahead and you're all set. We'll go ahead and go right to you. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, Eleanor. Oh, I'm not too busy. It's always on my schedule. That one's always there. So you guys are always nice enough to invite me. We'll see you there. Thanks, Eleanor. All right, bye-bye. Nice neighborhood block party out there in Blackhawk subdivision. They always have a great party, so we'll be out there Sunday.
And if we want to just wrap up here, that was Eleanor. She's one of the favorites here on the morning show. I want to thank you for calling in again. We also have next week, real quick, we want to talk a little bit about the police and fire training session happening, I think, a week next Thursday.
Yeah, we are. This is our third year. The SWAT team has always done different trainings in the summertime, especially. In the past 3 years, we've picked a school. We're really partnering with U46 to do an active shooter drill, which is, I've heard comments online and people, it's unfortunate we have to train for something like this, but it's a reality.
Yeah.
Around the nation, unfortunately, it happens far too often. So our police and fire department have been working on this for months now, along with U46. We've got hundreds of role players, and really what it is, it's a chance to see how well we respond, how the different, and Jim Lally, who's the commander of our SWAT team, puts together and puts his team through a lot of paces, a lot of surprises, as well as our initial responding officers. So it's that part of it, and then it's bringing in the medics. It's kind of, without getting too technical, there's kind of like a warm zone. In policing we use a hot zone where it's very active, and then once things are more secure, kind of a cold zone. Then there's a warm zone in there where it's not completely secure yet, but the fire department knows that they need to get in there and still assist us. So how do they operate in this quote-unquote warm zone? And so Dave Schmidt from the fire department has been working with our SWAT team, make sure we have our training, maybe sure they understand our tactics, we understand what they need, and so it's just a great time to get in there, work together, check how our radio system works, and then the fire department's pushing it to a new level with local hospitals, and they're actually going to be transporting many of the role players, and then the hospital is going to be activating how they would respond. So something that starts just really small with the police departments, our training that we do every year, and then starting to work with the fire department and them taking it to a whole new level. This is just a great example of working how well the police and fire in Elgin work together, and now bring it to a new level with the hospitals. It's going to be fantastic training. So it's on the west side, and so you're going to see Randall Road and out there on along Sam's is going to be our staging area. So you're going to see a lot of police, a lot of fire. We're going to see helicopters, and just want people not to be. We're going to put signs up to show people that this is training. Don't be alarmed. But we actually think we've already started notifying. I know the press release just went out. So it's going to be a great training day. So I appreciate all the hard work that's going on in the police and fire, and I think it'll help us learn a lot of lessons.
Yeah, it's very important, and rather be prepared than anything else. So.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jeff. Anything else you want to tell the public?
No, thanks for having me. Let's, again, great 4th of July. Thanks to the community, and let's have a safe weekend here, and we'll be out there and see Josh Turner.
Yeah, big things happening in Elgin. I'll see his brother, so we'll both be there.
All right, thank you, Jeff.
Thanks,
and
guys.
thank you, Derek, and thank you everybody who called in. You guys have a great weekend. It was great filling in for Derek and Mike these 2
Thanks,
weeks. I look forward to talking to you in the future, but for now, you're listening to WRMN,
You know,
1410 AM.
You know.